To the family, relatives, and friends, we, as members of the Benevolent and Protective Board of Elks, are here to pay tribute with affection and honor to our brother, Wilbur Baldwin, who has passed through the shadows into an everlasting peace. At this time, we should pause and thoughtful review the principles we uphold. The faith we follow teaches us to live in bonds of charity with all mankind. And justice to one another raises the standard of human excellence everywhere. Brotherly love is a torch that sheds light over the whole pathway of life. Fidelity inspired us to be true to one another and to treasure the memory of the departed. In fraternal recognition of the part borne by our brother in all our work, bowing to the decree of all-wise God, I ask you to listen in reverence to the time of our loving with us, the hour of remembrance.
It is the hour of recollection.
The chaplain will lead us in prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, we come to thee and humbly ask a blessing upon this service. May the passing of our brother Wilbur inspire new devotion to the fraternal duties entrusted to our keeping. May those who mourn be comforted with thy tender love and mercy. From the darkness of this hour, lead us into the sunshine of thy presence. As thou art with us through life, so bring us at last, for we are united in bonds for eternal peace. Amen.
The inner guard will call the name of our departed brother.
Wilbur Lee Baldwin.
In vain we call. He has passed through the light which is beyond the valley of the shadow of death. The places that have known him shall know him no more. And again we realize that in the midst of life we are in death, that he who watches over all our destinies will again, on that last great day, unite the chain of eternal love so recently broken. Esteemed leading night, in summing up the life work of our departed brother, what record shall be made in the name of charity?
I testify to his faithful adherence to the cause of charity.
Esteemed loyal knight, how shall his devotion to justice be measured?
As the just deserve justice, I declare that he was faithful to justice.
Esteemed lecture knight, representing the principles of brotherly love, what is the testimony from your station?
By the fraternal ties that bound him to us, I pronounce him faithful to brotherly love.
Lodge Esquire, what is your tribute to our brother patriotism?
As a tribute to his fidelity, I bring the unfading Herman. Oh. He has loved his country flag, has not lived in vain. The flag is first in our hearts as loyal Americans and guards us guards our altar as loyal Elks. May its clustering stars and streaming light guide the immortal soul of our departed brother on his journey through eternity.
As a tribute to his fidelity, I bring the unfading amaranth encircled by the clinging ivy. These tokens we deposit with him in enduring friendship. The amaranth typifying our belief in the immortality of the soul, and the ivy symbolizing brotherly love. Sleep, my brother, and peace be with you.
Would like to come and bring the ivy.
At this time, a eulogy be given by Joe Gerhardt, who was chaplain of the old Walworth Lakeland Lodge. All right. My friend is updated version I've got. My friend's incident of death is not more mysterious than the instant of birth. We were born to die, and we die that we may live. This philosophy of human existence remains unchanged throughout the past centuries. The birth of an individual does not greatly impress us, but when death invades our ranks, we are appalled. It is not life that causes us to pause, but loss of it. Likewise, a quickened faith in immortality has been our solace and our inspiration since first the flight of time began. Although a natural and inevitable event, the final summons always comes to those we love with a blow that seems to crush our hearts. We think gentle thoughts, we speak tender words, we halt, we wonder, we reason, and with faith, we become reconciled, realize that loss of life is not the end, but a beginning. In this simple and reverent ceremony, it is not my purpose to deliver a personal eulogy of our brother, who is no longer answers when his name is called. Wilbur was an American citizen, responsive to every duty of citizenship and brotherhood. He took his vow before the antlers. He attested his obligation upon the great book of law. He pledged allegiance to the American flag. True, our brother has journeyed away from us. His dream ship, frail or staunch, he'll sail to another shore. The clock of his days is stopped. Upon its dial, the motionless shadows mark 11. With us, the golden hour of recollection. Wherever may have been his accomplishments, we are his treasures. We will cherish his good deeds, forget his faults, and inscribe his name upon the tablets of love and memory. As he was true to us, let us be true to him. Speaking for the surviving members of his lodge, I say goodbye, goodbye, until they all are loved as regular return. Thou I, and I am thou. Thy name shall never be forgotten. May we ever act with charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. Members, and I ask that you pay tribute to our departed brother by leaving him the clinging ivy symbolizing brotherly love. For us, the service will be concluded. That concludes our service.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming today. For those who don't know me, I'm Kevin McGrill, just one of 7 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren that Wilbur left in this world. For the longest time in my life, there are only 2 men who I ever fully respected, without question. No deed to change my mind about them, my father and my grandfather. My father was a giant to me, a man who knew much about the world because of his age, who never faltered as he strode across the world. But my grandfather was a mountain to that giant, a man who knew everything, and was always watching over and protecting those who dwelt in his shadow. His last part really describes Wilbur well, I think. He was always looking out for others. When I went and bought new blinds for him a few months ago, he kept wanting to know what he owed me. In truth, the cost didn't matter. I only wanted him to give me a hug instead of a handshake as payment. Especially since I knew he would insist on paying me back. As I was writing this, several important memories came flooding back to me. The first was of every weekend we spent up at the cottage here in Wisconsin. Me, my sister Beth, and our brother Garrett. We dreaded the morning, as it was always, all right, time to go fishing. At 6 in the morning, every morning. And we were just kids. But when we were out on the water with our grandfather, it was calming. Feeling the boat rock, almost no sound from civilization, just the water, the birds, and whatever radio station was on. The second memory is probably the most important to me, as it was around when I was around the age of 17. My grandfather taught me to drive a car, probably better than anyone else. He didn't show me any special tricks or techniques to use when driving. In fact, he barely said anything on the drive back from a fish fry. The only thing he told me was, don't sit so rigid like a pyramid. I was confused by this, and when I relaxed my shoulders, I realized that my driving wasn't as shaky as before, but much smoother. He showed me that driving was easy with practice, and I had practiced a lot in my driving class. But fear and nervousness kept my body rigid and made my driving too stiff. Since then, I've always had my seat leaned back a bit so I can relax as I drive. And I can safely say I've become much better at it because of that one phrase. These were the things that I knew about my grandfather. When I was asked to write this, more information was revealed to me that really showed me how amazing Wilbur was. After being born in Spencerville, Ohio, on April 4th, 1941, to Vita and John Mack Baldwin, Wilbur would become a big brother 14 years later to John Holden, on July 16, 1955. He would eventually graduate from high school in May of 1959, where he was active in high school sports. He continued his education at the Humboldt Institute of Technology in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in June of the exact same year. By September of 1959, he was hired by Delta Airlines. Now, I already knew that he worked for Delta Airlines. I mean, there were awards in the college about it, so it was obvious. What I didn't know was that he met his future wife, my grandmother, on a blind date, not even a year after starting his job at Delta. They met in March of 1960, and on August 19th, 1961, they were married. I suppose it is true what they say. You can find love at first sight. Then in a few short years, they would have 3 daughters. My mother, Leanne, and both of my aunts, Dawn and Judy. Family lived in Schaumburg, Illinois, where Wilbur was a volunteer firefighter and even went through the Illinois First Paramedic class. My grandfather wouldn't stay with Delta all his life. He retired from them on November 1st, 1993. But as our family fully knows, Wilbur could not sit still at all. He had to be active, and only a few years after retiring, he found another job as a school crossing guard in Schaumburg.